Let's talk about the new best girl in the series, Shizu. How old do you all think she actually is? Did you guess 427 like I did? Same here. Alright, so episode 6. Episode 6 consists of a little bit more plot development, not as much as I would have liked, but it definitely took a different turn than what I expected in regards to how monsters deal with humans. But just to give a quick synopsis of it, in episode 6, for those who have seen it, we actually get introduced once again to the adventurers Kaval, Aaron, Guido, the fighter, sorcerer, and thief. The guild master Fuze, if I'm pronouncing that right, basically says, yo, I need you all to go check out the forest. You know, Veldora's gone, monsters are more active, and just kind of see what's going on. I like these 3 characters, I just want to say, because I find them pretty hilarious. They were complaining about their time off. They were pretty bad adventurers since they didn't censor Rimuru in episode 2. And overall, they're just pretty funny. I like their commentary and their banter between each other. But we also finally get introduced to Shizu, which is the girl that actually showed up in Rimuru's vision, and for those that watch it, showed up in the anime intro, meaning that she's actually really heavily tied to the plot. So she actually goes to the forest too. Those 4, I just want to say, by them going to the forest, I thought they were going to get into a fight with Rimuru and the other monsters. Didn't happen. That's why I feel like it took a different turn than what I expected. I was thinking maybe somehow Rimuru would get into a fight with her and maybe they'll get along, but that didn't happen. But continuing the synopsis. Basically, these 4 adventurers go through the forest. They encounter these huge ants that they're fighting and they're running for their lives and things of that nature. And Rimuru kind of picks it up and him and the monsters go about their way to be like, okay, what's going on? And Shizu shows why she's kind of a badass. Yes, I said badass. But yeah, she's showing that, yeah, I can handle these ants. She took out almost all of them with this fiery sword that she conjured up, which I'm not surprised because she is the same person that took out Veldora, the dragon, you know? But she took out these ants, but right before she took a stab at the last one, she had like this weird headache type of thing. Like, mostly from shows I've seen, that means either she's having like a memory or a spell is on her. I'm betting my money on some type of memory. I don't know, but Rimuru saves them, talks to them, invites them to the village, and they all go back. So that's cool, you know, I'm like, alright, well, they're coming to see the village. Rimuru invited them in, kind of like, okay, what are you all doing in the forest? What are you all looking for? And one extremely interesting point came up that I'll talk on a little bit later, is that Rimuru asked, well, how do you think the guildmaster will react to us building a village? Because think about it. Rimuru is a powerful slime that's been noted by Gazel Dorgo, who's already watching him. If they mention that a slime used the powerful spell Black Lightning, like that's a threat to them. They're gonna be worried about that. On top of him not only being able to be powerful, he has a whole bunch of Tempest Wolves in his village. He just got 500 more goblins added to his village. And take note of the fact that he named all 500 of them, meaning they're not basic goblins. These guys are upgraded goblins. So he has a huge goblin army, Tempest Wolves, and I won't really want to call it, or at least I don't really want to call it technology, but he has the dwarves that are capable of making weapons, also outfits, and these buildings. Well, not buildings, but village huts, but close enough in my opinion. But like they're actually an organized front. Rimuru taught them strategy to keep on lookout for things. He did say don't fight humans, but I wonder when Rimuru might be like, defend yourselves. So we basically had that, and at the end of the synopsis is basically, or the end of the episode is where Rimuru has a conversation with Shizu. Obviously he's interested to be like, okay, who is she? She looked Japanese, he mentioned that before. And when they spoke, at the end, she actually was like, hey, was that phrase you said? Are you from Japan? Or earlier, Rimuru was like, hey, I'm just a simple slime, or something of that nature. And that quote is from a Japanese video game. Shizu actually was familiar with that game, and she's like, you know, you're from Japan? Yeah, I'm from Japan. So I kind of pieced that together. Like, you could tell from what, episode 1, that Shizu obviously was the girl that was brought into this world as a summon through fire, which is a very interesting thing, especially what happened at the end of the episode. Rimuru showed her the current state of Japan that he was in, how peaceful it was after the wars. My favorite part of that memory, by the way, elves. Nah, I'm playing, but you check out the last video, elves I like to friend. I don't know what you all were thinking about, but I digress. So one thing I really like about the last part of the episode was how she actually got summoned into the world. The fact that she was summoned and she all had like these, you know, like her arm was kind of messed up and burned, her eye was messed up, and this guy's like, yo, this is another failure, but you know, she may have an affinity for fire. Ifrit, I give you to her, or I give her, Ifrit, I give her to you. And Ifrit like consumed her, and that was the end of the episode. So thoughts on the episode, and do let me know if you like this format with quick synopsis and me talking about the specific points. The adventurers Kaval, Aaron, and Guido talking about what the guild feels on it. I really think that the guild is going to address Rimuru in some sense. Whether they attack him, whether they send some forces to like investigate or fight, and that might put Rimuru in a situation where he has to defend his village. Like, Rimuru keeps building up a stronger and stronger force, and through the anime intro, we see that there's these knights that Rimuru is fighting. What I'm looking for in this series and really wondering is, when do the humans say Rimuru is a huge problem and needs to be taken out? Like, I'm wondering what that'll happen. I think it won't be from the guild, but the guild may address it or start a fight. But I really believe, hands down, it'll probably be from Gazelle Dorgo. That's going to be our quote-unquote antagonist of the series, trying to protect humans, because he already knows Rimuru is a threat like Veldora, and also the fact that Veldora is probably going to come back one day when Predator is done, you know, deciphering that shield that he was summoned in. Also, another thing, we've met Shizu and we've become friends with her. When Veldora comes back, whenever that may be, Shizu's gonna be like, oh, Veldora's back, I gotta take him out. And you know, Rimuru made friends with Shizu, so we gotta see how that kinda goes. How is that gonna play out? So I'm very interested to see where it goes. Him being friends with Shizu in this episode kinda kills my last theory by the fact that Rimuru will be able to turn into a human because of Shizu, so he must be able to turn into human form because of something else. I mean, she still hasn't left the camp, so something can happen in the next episode, but I really don't know on that one. Do let me know your theories on what do you think will happen. Also, Gapta. So, Gapta, I did not expect Gapta to be able to summon a wolf. I said last review that, you know, maybe Gapta didn't evolve because he got something else special about him. Honestly, he might not be that special, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, this man summoned the wolf, we got respect for him, he's pretty cool. Or it could just be one of those things to show that monsters also can learn skills. Like in most MMOs, monsters know a preset of ability. Like if you're an orc, you know like heavy swing, and you know how to like, I don't know, summon another orc, you know? But Gapta learned a skill. I wonder, can you actually teach monsters to learn, like, I don't know, I'll just name a skill, first strike or double strike, if you gave them a sword in this world? I believe so. We've seen that humans use skills, like the cleric from the episode, we'll say 3, use magic wall, the knight or whatever, use like some type of double attack, like Sword Art Online in a sense. Like, you know, I wonder, can they learn skills too? Will they learn skills? And who will they be using it against? Another quick thing I want to talk about for this episode. Yo, the music was actually really good. Like the beginning intro when Guildmaster was talking to the 3 adventurers, I was like, yo, this is actually kind of catchy. They had some hits in here. I didn't pay attention to the music as much while watching the anime, but that first song in itself, even if it's just a beat, was actually pretty nice. So OST, I'm gonna actually start going through and listening to it a little bit more. It was nice. Other than that, one last thing I want to talk about is Shizu. First, I kind of made a joke at it at the beginning, but let's think about it. Shizu took out Veldora. Veldora was sealed in this world for 300 years. When Shizu got introduced to this world, she was a child. So we have to think about it. Shizu has to grow up from a child with Ifrit, which I'll talk on in a sec, learn how to fight, become a good adventurer, a skilled adventurer, learn the world, so she has to grow up for 1. 2, she has to get good enough to actually be a great enough adventurer to fight Veldora, beat him, seal him, let 300 years pass by, 300 years plus, because we don't know if it was exactly 300 years, since she fought Iveldora. Well, roughly. And she's still wandering the world. And she met Rimuru, and she looks just like she didn't age at all. So I'm wondering how age works in this. Granted, she is a summon, but she did grow up, so like I don't know how that kind of plays a factor. Another thing is, this just reminds me of Gazelle Dwarf when I was Gorgo when I was talking about his age, saying he looked like the same age he did when the Minister Vesta actually went from a kid to adult. He didn't look a day older. So I'm wondering how that works in this world. I mean, obviously there must be old people, but I don't know. That's one thing I am interested about. But to step on another big factor they touched on for Shizu, remember how I mentioned she had that kind of headache and something's going on, or maybe it's her memory? My theory is, I think Ifrit is slowly taking over her body. She's been using its power for oh so many years, let's say 400 or 500 years. She can summon the fire from her hand. She's obviously strong. Maybe her being a summon, you know, maybe she has to go back to Japan and it's slowly pulling her back and messing with her mind. Maybe she tamed Ifrit and Ifrit is starting to become unbound. It's something, we'll find out soon, but my theory that I'm gonna stick with, it's either, you know, when you summon something in some video games, the summon can only last for oh so long, like Final Fantasy. My two main theories I'm going with is she's slowly being pulled back into a world or desummoned into this world, and I doubt she'll go back to Japan. Maybe she'll go back to nothingness. Or my other second theory is that Ifrit is slowly going to take her over and she'll become a villain. We don't know, man. We don't know, but we'll find out soon. Definitely let me know what you think in the comment section. And yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. But yo, that was episode 2 review of That Time I Got Reincarnated As A Slime. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this format. Do you like me to give the quick synopsis, then discuss the thoughts with you? Or do you feel that because you've already, I assume, seen the episode, if you haven't, if you're interested, check it out, you want the quick synopsis, then discussion afterwards? Or do you just want full-blown discussion like, alright, I've seen it, tell me what's up, tell me your theories, tell me what's going on. So with that being said, yo, thank you very much for watching and have a great night. See you next time, guys.